UV brewer. This one is for total ozone processing. So it reads only the V files to calculate the total ozone. I hope everybody had installation of this software comparing to UV brewer. It's much more simple. So I believe that this will be much more smooth today. So you can just copy the new version of the software. You have one application named OptiBrewer and at least one constant file. So this is the application, and the constant file is named with extension the number, which means the lowest number is the older constant file. You can open it because it's in ASCII code. Look inside. You see the first line is a date, since the constants are valid. So if you have in computer a couple of such constant files, the software can automatically change the constants based on the date. So let's start the software. I hope, can you see the same as me? This one. If you are new, please press setup first, and most important thing is to change the brewer number based on your instrument, and also this part to B files. So please change this part if you don't have it yet, and the number of the instrument. I would recommend also, if you are new in this program, just to don't apply any recalculations here, because if you have this software new with your brewer, the constants are not correct, it will calculate completely wrong total ozone. So let's go ahead and save this file. Let's try to press the first button on the menu, and if you see any data, any files, you are successfully set the proper number of instrument and path to data files. So this way I can open the file and to read the data. Display 1 day measurement. To operate with the software is simple. It's a similar like other software. So you can press the previous or next day, and screen will change, or you read the different B file to display the data. So you can see your data on the graph. You can see this way in the table format, and you can see some results from the tests, most important, standard London and Mercury test. On the left side here is a simple summary for day. So the average for direct sun, for zenith measurement, and GI. The GI is a global irradiation method of measurements. So this way we measure the total ozone through the UV port. Sometimes it can be useful in some weather conditions when it's a lot of clouds, and even the clouds are so heavy for zenith measurements in GI, because it's through the diffuser and it's more smooth observation. So still can have good results. So I can try to display this graph, this line is a GI measurement. So we can display day, month. This way we can change the month. And in this case, you can see the daily averages on this chart. So every point is a 1 day average for, again, different kind of measurement. And also the summary here is a monthly mean for direct sun. This is a monthly mean for zenith and GI measurement. We can do the same to display whole year. This way, okay, I have some data from this year. And again, can switch to previous year. Okay, let's go back to some game. Some data here. On the bottom, there is a part2 data file, B file which is open, and a constant file used for calculation. I would like to continue with the setup because this is the most important part. You have to, if you want to recalculate the ozone or apply some standard lamp correction, which is typical for the processing, you have to set the proper constant for your brewer. So the simple way is to open brewer configuration file. I try to create a new constant file, just as example. So I press new, and here you can choose the date. From this date, the new constant file will be applied for the calculation. So this date is today. I can decide today I want to start a new constants, and then I open brewer configuration file. You probably know that the brewer configuration file is ICF file, where are the most important constant, particularly all we need for ozone calculation. So I just open it this way, and the constants are here loading this part of the menu. So the same I can do for zenith polynomials. These constants are saved normally in a brewer folder. There is the main data file structure, and you can check all your constants here in this setup. If you want to apply standard lamp correction, you need to know your reference, and your reference standard correction is set here. So this is for the ozone ratio. This is a SO2 and NO2 if you have Mark IV brewer. And other constants you can change also by hand. This is ETC ratio, ETC constant for aerosol optical depth calculation, and calibration factor if you measure this GI ozone. So finally, I have to save the configuration and close the setup. So since today it should work. Now you can see on the bottom is a number 3, but when I go to this date, which should be today, the configuration file changed here on the bottom. So this day will automatically be applied to this constant part. Okay, so another important point is recalculation, because in this setup the software will read the data only without any calculation. So the brewer file, the B file, is something like a log file. So every observation is just a log to one file. It's not easy to subtract the results from this software, but with this one you can easily export exactly what you want. I'll show you later. So the main function is to correct those correctly if you have any changes inside of the brewer. So the first, if I need to recalculate the total ozone and I don't want to apply standard lamp correction, I check the first possibility. If I, for example, have a new zenith polynomials I want to apply, and that's all I want to do, just to check the second option. So in this case, the ozone will not be calculated for direct sum, of course, and just to read from the B file, but all the zenith measurements are recalculated based on the constants saved in initialization. I mean this constant here, this coefficient of polynomial for the period of time. Here you can see that it's changing. If I change the date, so since 2008, it's the valid, this polynomial is a different one, and different one again. Okay. Next one, if I want to recalculate NO2, it's only for Markov brewers, of course. It's the same for zenith and in NO2 mode. Okay, this is more complicated part. Standard lamp test correction and recalculation. So it means that you'll read the standard lamp test results, calculate the daily average, and then based on this daily average of the standard lamp ratios, it will correct the total ozone, the ETC of the total ozone. So I guess we should a little stop here, and I try to explain you how this work in this software. So to be able to do the standard lamp correction, we need to have at least one standard lamp measurement in a day, of course, because if we don't have standard lamp measurement, there is nothing to correct technically. No information how is the brewer working. And there is another option of the inside of the software to use the smoothing filter. Some years ago, at the beginning practically, I noticed that I didn't want to have every day different too much variable results from the standard lamp. I was thinking to apply some smoothing to this standard lamp data to have probably more realistic results and to reject the points which are sometimes wrong, and I create a smoothing. So this is one example for total ozone calculation. In this red part is the standard lamp correction. So one is a reference value you have from comparison. So this is practically the value. And in time you compare the brewer with a reference. It can be 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. And after all the maintenance and you have standard lamp measurements, you can do the average, or you can just pick up 1 day. And the standard ratio, and based on this one number to